Just entered this beautiful forest. I believe I'm 2.5 hours in. We've got waterfall, rapids on our right down in the valley, and then this stunning forest. I believe it's beech tree forest. This is the most technical part of the trail I have seen so far. You need to be very careful of the ankle rolls here. There's rocks and roots coming out of the ground. There's these beautiful purple flowers growing everywhere. The air is fresh, the sun is shining, and it's absolutely spectacular. To get here, we had to walk through a few villages, lots of cobbled stones, and then you're on this bit, which is nice. Using my walking poles here, my legs are in pain and my feet are full of blisters, but you need to surrender to the pain and just get on with it. But what a delightful route. And I think in autumn right now, the weather is just heavenly, and it's got me thinking about our perceptions about love and compassion, and what this Camino is giving you the space to really think about, and what is the message that I'm trying to understand and spread as well. I think I've understood the message today. We'd have to wait and see what comes. But yeah, look at that. Really, really beautiful. I don't know if you can see on the camera. But yeah, I guess what I've learned is that it's all perception. Whatever you want to believe is the truth. However, there's a big however, I believe there can only be one truth that you have to believe in. Otherwise, your life is doomed. And that is the lesson and the belief and the practice of compassion. Compassion is what I believe the true essence of the human cause and the human psyche. And what I think is that when I'm walking with other pilgrims, and everyone is on this journey for their own reason, if I show compassion, empathy, and understanding towards another person's problem, it allows those people to let go. I believe people may feel alone and totally obsessed with whatever issue that they may be facing, and the mind loops on it and feeds off it until you go into a vortex of despair. If there is somebody who understands what you're going through, it releases the mind from the continuous monologue of despair. And I think the idea of love encompasses compassion, empathy. I feel love is an umbrella term to these things. If you say, I love you, loving something is a very interesting thing, because what does that even mean, to love? They say you need to love yourself. What does that even mean? If you love to eat cake, for example, and you love yourself, surely you should eat cake, no? It doesn't really make any sense. I think it's too much of a vague statement. I think it should be compassionate to yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some space to cultivate compassion for yourself and for other people. Once you have organically cultivated compassion within your own mind, it will automatically release itself to others as you have space. One Camino? Yes, I think this dose of greenery was needed on this coastal walk. 3 days in, and we've got the first proper dose of this, and that came exactly the right time to relay and to be able to release this message. Also, I was contemplating on the system and the system we believe we are in. Now, what is that? Again, it's a belief system. We believe or we perceive that there is a government that runs everything. We believe and we perceive that money is real. All of these institutions and everything are only in existence because we believe they exist. And this is very unusual. Look, There's a little grey cat sitting here. Hello. You relaxing in the forest? Are you here for people's cuddles as they walk past? I bet you get a lot of cuddles, don't you? Good thing. Are you the spirit of the forest? Are you purring? You're loving this far too much. I'm happy to stop and give you a little cuddle. Well done. I'm continuing now. And I find it interesting about animals, like how much they love to be stroked. I guess you're showing some love and compassion to them. And that's why they're our best friends, right? Because once they feel that love and compassion, they get addicted. Don't you? Shall we go? Nice to meet you. Wow, somebody lives here. Amazing. What I find very fascinating about these pilgrim routes is how they're so beautiful. How did the pilgrims know to take these routes? Or maybe we've managed to save them through the centuries so they remain beautiful. I don't even think it's just compassion for each other. Honestly, it's compassion for everything, even for nature. I was just thinking, on this trail there's a bit of rubbish here, but I haven't seen any rubbish really for 3 days, which is fantastic, whereas in the UK it's everywhere. Again, lack of compassion. And if people are not compassionate to themselves and they're driving themselves to work so hard for material gain that they believe that they need, and they perceive it because they're being manipulated relentlessly by the media, advertising, marketing, farming us and our minds to make the rich richer, to consume. Why are we doing that to ourselves? That's not being compassionate to ourselves. We don't need that much. All I've got is what I'm carrying right now, and I could live with this forever if I wanted to. Just keep walking and exploring. I mean, look at that. Absolutely stunning. But I perceive and I believe, because of my education and my experiences, that having a companion, someone who has my best interests at heart, my wife, my house, my base, are important for me. But again, that's just a perception. These flowers are amazing. Look at these flowers. The colour is, never really seen anything quite, it's the wandering stream colours. It's this purple. They don't smell, but they're stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I think I don't actually know what they are, but they're climbing up everything. I don't know if you can see that. Wow. This is actually magnificent. And when I was thinking then, as I was speaking, I feel like I've walked into heaven, and I have. It's a perception. Heaven is on earth. And again, we're only using vocabulary that we have been taught to use. I could say I've walked into nirvana, or I've walked into, unfortunately I haven't got the education on all the religions in the world, but whatever is, or spirituality, it's an interesting concept, because religion is just a way of conceptualizing and understanding a deeper, truer reality. But what I've understood, what I think is happening, is that greed, individualism, materialism, capitalism has commercialized spirituality and turned it into something of a commodity. I was thinking the other day about Jesus and the church, and I was thinking about the size of these cathedrals, and I was thinking about, what is this message? It doesn't make any sense. There's gold, there's silver, there's oil paintings and statues and massive monasteries. It's shadowing the true reality of the message of what Jesus and the disciples were trying to convey, which is a lesson of truth and compassion. And when I say truth and compassion, I guess truth is compassion. And from my understanding, the Romans killed Jesus, the story goes, and then I believe it was after 300 years, one of the Roman emperors decided to become a believer, and he then commercialized and pumped in loads of money into the churches and the art, and that's what we see today. And therefore the message was diluted. Maybe he saw an opportunity. We see it happening all the time. Lots of cults opening up all over the world, loads of new belief systems opening up all over the world, and people fall into the trap because it depends how strong you want to believe in something or how much money you've got behind your message. Because if I had £1 million, for example, for a marketing campaign, and I pumped the message of compassion out relentlessly and stopped all other media from being able to be broadcast, the only thing people would then therefore have the message of and allowed into their lives is a message of compassion. But again, the message of compassion is being diluted in a stream of nonsense that the social media companies and the narrative of the system wants us to believe. So what is the solution? I believe the solution is to continue with this perception of compassion and cultivation and practice of meditation and looking after your health and eating well. And I truly believe it comes natural. If you look after yourself, which is again something that the system of perception doesn't agree with, but more people are tuning into wellness. But then again, people take it to the extreme, bodybuilding and crazy fad diets and bad nutritional choices, because they're being told something to believe that's not true for a marketing campaign to make somebody else rich because someone else wants material wealth that they don't need. And then we go in the vicious cycle. Keep it balanced, bit of body conditioning, just get yourself as healthy as you can, avoid disease. You know what gives disease? Too much of anything gives disease. That's it, as easy as that. Even meditation, too much meditation can lead to psychosis. You have to balance everything. Ayurveda is a system of balance. I'd highly recommend, if anyone is watching this, look into Ayurveda. It's life-changing and it talks all about how to balance your body system. If it's out of balance, your mind will also be out of balance. If your mind is out of balance, your body will be out of balance. So you need to tune both in order to organically produce compassion. In a way, as a metaphor, compassion is a tree in the middle of your orchard, the most beautiful one that you could possibly ever imagine. It's the one you go to for everything. Okay, that's my message out after doing the forest. Feels good to get that off my chest. Over and out.